Okay, I figured I would do this. Sometimes we need help with people doing the score sheet, and several people who have had children playing basketball for many, many years, for some reason, never learned how to do the score sheet. So rather than put people on the spot and ask them if they know how to do the scorebook, I figured I would do a quick, very quick video on how to do it. I know it could look somewhat intimidating for people who haven't done it before, but it's not that big of a deal. So I just want to do this real quick tutorial on how to do a basketball scorebook. Now, usually the first thing that I would do for you is fill a lot of this in advance. But just in case you had to do it, I mean, there's usually, and a lot of scorebooks are different. The Island Garden one, the Lightning one could be different, but they all have pretty similar things that you'd want to fill in. Like I would normally fill in on the top what the name of the team is for you, okay? For example, Lightning or whatever. And then what you have to do is put in the player name and the number. Now, I will usually do that for you in advance, but if you needed to, you put, Matt, the number, I don't know, Kevin, and the number. And I'll put these all in for you and kind of come back to the video in a second. So as you see, I put all the names in here. And again, it could look a little bit different, but it's pretty similar. Now, it's pretty important that you put these names in the book, and when someone comes later, to put their name in the book as well. Because sometimes you don't think a player is going to show up, and then he does. And as we just saw in last night's game, the other team forgot to put a player's name and number in the book after they came late and actually got themselves a technical foul, which, as we saw last night, they will call. So this is how you essentially get set up. And to follow along with the score and everything that goes on, it's really, you have to pay attention, but it's not that hard. When somebody scores, for example, you have to remember that there's entries to be made in two spots. One, in the player's points, and you see next to the player they have little areas to put those. And second of all, in the running score for the entire team. Like let's say, for example, that Matt made a 2-point basket. You just put a 2 over there, and then you would always kind of cross out with an X or a line or whatever, 1 and 2. So there's always a record of the individual scoring and then of the player score, of the individual scoring and then of the team scoring. Now, some other things to keep in mind. If somebody makes a 3-point basket, you just want to put number 3. And they made a 3, so we'll knock out 1, 2, 3. Now, let's say somebody goes to the line and tries to take free throws. Now, there are two ways to do it, but I prefer the actually correct way. Let's say they go to the line and they're supposed to take 2 free throws. The first thing you would do is put in 2 zeros. Okay? Just in case they miss them both, you'll know that he had 2 chances at it. Okay? Now, if they make it, you'll want to fill it in. Okay? Kind of like a full 0. Or you could put a 1 within the 0, but you want to have some record of the fact that he did take 2 shots and some note of whether he made them or not. So what a lot of people do is fill these circles in after they see what happened, or some people put a line through it or whatever it is. Let's just assume that Matt missed both these free throws. Of course, that wouldn't happen. And let's say he makes another 2-point basket. So we put that up again. Put it in 2 spaces. And you keep track of first half versus second half. So, if it went to the second half, then we would get to put it in second half, and the running score would, continue to be a running score. Now, let's say that Matt committed a foul, and the referee will tell you, who the foul is on. Referee will say 4-4 foul. What you do is you have to put those into 2 spots. Again, individually, he gets a foul. And then see on the bottom, team fouls. You have to make a note there. And the reason for that is that after a team gets a certain amount of fouls, then the other team gets to shoot free throws. So from time to time, a referee will ask how many team fouls. If you had been keeping track properly, you could just look down at the bottom and see how many team fouls that the team had committed. So let's say Matt committed a foul, so you put it in both spots. Now let's say Kevin committed a foul. You put 1 in Kevin and your second team foul. And would go on and on and on and on. Then, let's say somebody took a timeout. Let's say I took a timeout. there are two types of timeouts that you could take, a 20-second timeout or a full timeout. And the referee will tell you which one it is, whether it's a 20, well, here in our league they call it 30, but whatever. 20-second, which is a T, or F was a full. And each team gets two of each in each half, so you would put it, you knock it off. Team takes a timeout, you put an X right over there. And that's pretty much it. I mean, if you wanted to get more technical, you could, at the end of the first half, make a notation of what the score is in some box somewhere. But that's really all you need to do. So, I mean, just to follow along, let's say that, go to the second half. Kevin, let's say at the end of the first half, we only have 7 points somehow. Then the second half comes, and okay, let's follow. Let's say Nick makes a basket. Boom. Then we put 2 up here. Boom. Boom. Now let's say, you want to get tricky, let's say Sean makes a 2-point basket and he gets fouled. So he gets to take 1 free throw. So what would we do? Think about it for a second. Well, first, we'd put the 2 and give him 2 points up over here. And then, since you know he's going to take a free throw, you'd put a 0 in. And if he made it, you'd fill it in and give yourself another point. Okay? Now we're moving along. Let's say Justin commits a foul. Oh, God, really? So he committed a foul, second half, so give him a foul. And then team fouls in the second half. You mark that down. And you just keep on doing this till the end of the game. And then if you want, at the end of the game, you can add it all up. Let's say that this is the end of the game. Matt will have had 2, 3, 5 points. We'd put him over here. Then we'd have Nick G with 2 points. Then we'd have Sean with 2 points. Okay? Actually, Matt would have 7 points, sorry. And then you add it all up, and this player total points should always equal the running score. And that's pretty much it. So essentially, nobody really has any excuse why they can't do the book, because this is really all you have to do. I hope that helped, and I will see you guys all at next practice and next game.